pretend. It's in his head, it's in his head. He wishes he could fix what's in his head, what's in his head. He breaks his heart in every dream where they both kiss underneath the sheets. What a beautiful dream. Oh, and he plays pretend. It's in his head, it's in his head. He wishes he could fix what's in his head, what's in his head. He breaks his heart in every dream where they both kiss underneath the sheets. What a beautiful dream. And he plays pretend. It's in his head, it's in his head. He wishes he could fix what's in his head, what's in his head. He breaks his heart in every dream where they both kiss underneath the sheets. What a beautiful dream. What does the fascist say when the lies are sold in spades? They say they need our civil rights while we work hard and die. Under God, they defend the genocide. They have said they cleanse your soul by making sure your tale is never told. No matter how hard they try, through guns or laws or religious rhymes, they can take your arms, they can take your eyes, but when we sing your name, you can never die. You are true, they can't deny. To live is sweet revenge, you strike great fear into the hearts of men. The voice of nature can't be tamed, and that's why you're a me. To exist as far as I can, 'cause all they want is for you to end. Through the fire of their hate, you won't subside. You will rise. They thought they could make you hide, disappear right before their eyes. And no fan sesame, here come the 40 thieves, riding into battle, wrath and power, this is stopping me. No matter how hard they try, through guns or laws or religious rise, they can take your arms, they can take your eyes, but when we sing your name, you can never die. You are true, they can't deny. To live is sweet revenge, you strike great fear to the hearts of men. The voice of nature can't be tamed, and that's why you're on me. To exist as far as I can, 'cause all they want is for you to end. Through the fire of their hate, you won't subside. You are true, they wish they can't deny. To live is sweet revenge, you strike great fear to the hearts of men. The voice of nature can't be tamed, and that's why you're on me. To exist as far as I can, 'cause all they want is for you to end. Through the fire of their hate, you won't subside. You will rise.
In the heart of the stream where the currents flow, there's a red-haired captain with a radiant glow. Riverboat Jack with her eyes so bright navigates the waters, chasing dreams in the night. She talks of games and battles won, and fights for rights until they're won. With her partner by her side, they sail the waves they won't abide. Get in the riverboat, hear her laughter sway. With every yarn and booger, it's a playful day. She'll say daddy or oh mommy in her unique way. River It's socialism, her flag unfurled. In her world, all voices are heard. With all curls and glasses on, she blows a kiss, her strength is strong. Her favorite tune she'll sing along, and in her laughter we all belong. Get in the riverboat, hear her laughter sway. With every yawn and booga, it's a playful day. She'll say daddy or oh mommy in her unique way. Riverboat Jack, lead the way. Riverboat Jack leading the way. BWA, the sound of joy as she sails through, no one can destroy. With love and courage, she sets sail. Riverboat Jack, never to fail. Get in the riverboat, hear her laughter sway. With every yawn and booga, it's a playful day. She'll say daddy or oh mommy, her unique way. Riverboat Jack leading the way. So come aboard, let's sail the stream. With Riverboat Jack, it's a vibrant dream. In the world we're all free to play. Get in the riverboat, let's sail away.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? Hello, Somniostatic. Hello, Monica G. Hello, Imperator X. Hello, Erica. Hello, VCC TV. Hello, Quiet Kitsune. Hello, I'm Idaho. Hello, Nash O Hash. Hello, VCC TV _2. Hello, Datura Dude. Hello, Erica _ Hello, Judgment Free Zone. Hello, Punky Gal. Hello, Uchronian. Hello, Salmon Moose. And is that why? It is indeed. Not just any salmon moose, the salmon moose.
How can we all have died at the same time?
The all-seeing dude. Hello. Hello, Gamer G. Hello. Mr. Fear.
DWA.
Datura dude. Thank you very much for the $20 dono to kick things off on today's stream. My goodness. Salty Turtle Cupcake. Hello. Hello, Lily Love Stuff. Hello, Metal Kitty Mom. How you doing, my favoritist of Metal Kitty Moms? Hello, Snoggin. Hello, one and all. How we all doing today? Hello, Trains and Bullshit. Hello, Catalina Gearbox. Hello, Malachi. Hello, 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 one and all. Hello, Paladin Lost. How we all doing, folks? Dear Lord, did Tim Pool interview Trump? He must be desperate. Did he really? I've not been on top of things. Well, that's incorrect. I've been on top of a lot of things, just not covering politics. I've been busy organizing for politics. Hello, Winby. How we all doing, folks? Appreciate y'all being here today. This is my only evidence so far. Oh my god. This is the cheapest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. If this is real. And I'm not entirely convinced that it is, but if this is real. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, Winby. This is actually one of my early dresses from Transition, and I'm feeling pretty good in it today. Trump got booed a lot, apparently. Yeah, he went to a libertarian conference, and turns out libertarians weren't a huge fan of the things he had to say. Was Trump invited to poker and sushi with the boys? Okay, wait. Oh my god. By the way, can we just talk about this real quick? I just went on Tim Pool's page. So I've been seeing this make the rounds today, and a lot of conservatives are just going US sugar intake versus obesity prevalence from 1980 to 2013, why obesity is continuing to go up and sugar is going down. How can this be? Clearly it must mean that sugar is not causing the obesity epidemic, or is not one of the primary drivers of the obesity epidemic. And Tim Pool, of course, have you considered the internet? We don't walk places anymore, so caloric burn has dropped dramatically. And it's yeah, Tim, I'm sure no one has ever taken that into consideration as a confounding variable before. No. It turns out I looked into this study. I looked into this specific graph earlier today, and it turns out that specifically obesity rates started going up in 1970, around the time high fructose corn syrup and sugar really got integrated into the American diet, right? And you can see the correlation as time goes on. But there was a really interesting study from 2020 that basically was hey, so we know that a lot of dietary habits and a lot of like tastes and patterns are established in childhood. And we also know that like if you start reducing the amount of sugar, that's mainly going to impact the up and coming generation. So what ends up happening is that there's actually a time delay between when sugar is introduced and like when on a population scale that leads to increased rates of obesity. And similarly, when you reduce sugar intake on a population level, that has a delayed effect to reduce the rate of obesity. And so like this study from 2020 was like, yeah, so really we're just getting to the point where like right now in like 2020 we're starting to see the beginning of the rate of obesity going down. Like it's still going to it was still going to continue for like a while just based on its momentum. Yeah. Like it's so silly. Like it kind of seems obvious, but then they took like two or three variables and were able to perfectly replicate like the circumstances that led to like the obesity epidemic. So it was actually really, really interesting. I made like a little thread about it on Twitter, and I would recommend checking it out. I'll just link the thread here. Boop. Boop. And butte. Is this counting only sugar or also high fructose corn syrup? On the whole, like sugar in stuff has been, from what I could find, from like various other sources, sugar on the whole has been declining in like the American diet for like the last 10 years ish. Both sugar, high fructose corn syrup, like processed beets, etc. Let me see if I can find the graph to show you guys, because otherwise you guys are gonna be like, have you considered X sugar substitute? Beep beep beep. See. Yeah, here's a graph sample from the study that I was just talking about. Here we go. So graph on the right here is daily sugar calories per capita, and as you can see, total sugars have in fact been going down. The total sugar is the black line up top. Peaked in the early 2000s, has been going down since. That also, high fructose corn syrup has also been going down since the early 2000s. Fruit juice has declined very slightly. And refined sugar has basically remained stagnant after massively declining during the mid 80s. So, yeah. Hello, German Cow JJ. Had to write out a tornado warning. Well, I'm glad you're okay, presumably. OS Crane, why do you need mods? Hello, Pastor Bo Daster. What are we discussing tonight? Well, I just finished talking about why Tim Pool's wrong about sugar statistics and obesity. So I guess, we're really all over the place. It's a meme? Okay. As long as you're not genuinely asking for the mods. But yes, it includes all sugars. Let's see here. I feel like if Tim Pool actually sat down with Trump, he would be like talking about it nonstop. Oh, no, he did. Confirmed. Okay. Timcast IRL. Let's see if he uploaded it yet. I imagine it'd be a fast turnaround on that one. Oh god, he did a show with Alex Stein 2 days ago. Okay, his interview with Donald Trump is coming out tomorrow. Oh, he's just wrong about everything? I know, right? It's fun to talk about why he's wrong, though. Just in time for Tim Pool rot? Look, I don't want to overdo it cuz I'm just like looking at Tim Pool's most recent lineup here, guys. And Alex Stein, RFK Jr., Donald Trump. My goodness. I don't want to deal with literally any of this, but maximum brain rot. Maximum brain rot. Trump must really be in trouble, guys. Like there's really no reason for him to go on Tim Pool. Yeah. That's crazy. Let's see here. Also, what did you guys think? I know I played it for some of you before, but we got Riverboat Nocturne by Alex Van Aken as a new theme for the show to play during the intro. Like, I think this is a really chill way for you guys to enter into, vibing together. Oh, sure. The Ukrainian, he has been in trouble for a while. No, this is Alex Van Aken. Yeah, kind of an indie prog feel. Yeah. Thanks, Two Dads Smoochin'. I think this tune is super sweet too. Sophie, I'm glad I've addicted you to archaeology, the world's hardest drug. Yeah, that underlying like bass beat, Somniostatic, reminds me of a train, and I think that's kind of perfect. That was Riverboat Nocturne by Alex Van Aken. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. Oh no, Uchronian, Sam and Moose is talking about the movie Furiosa, which does look bangin'. It does look bangin', and I'm sure that is part of why the quartering is mad. Poor Jer Bear, yeah. He'll be happy someday. Doubt it. Let's see. Also, at some point during today's stream, when I get a little hungry, we're gonna do a little cooking on stream. That's right. Let Her Cook isn't just a meme to let you know that I have things to say. It's also literal. We're also gonna literally cook on stream today. I'm gonna teach you guys how to make the most delicious tacos, taco meat and cheese combo, and refried beans, all right? It's a promise. It is. It is a sacred promise to you guys. I cleaned my house, and I got an extra long USB cable. And that's really all there is to it. And I, a fool, did not prep myself to take a microphone over there. So we're just gonna figure that out as we go. Vosh had a great fundraiser for PV. Excellent. The more people who donate to that, the more people can show up to the PV events to volunteer to canvas. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a white people taco night on stream. A live white people taco night. Though I guess I should be careful saying that. It doesn't mean it's like a white people only taco night. It's just how I, a white person, make tacos. I feel like I need to be clear about the distinction. Field trip to Jack's kitchen. Yep. Get to see a little bit of my apartment too.
Could I kindly ask for your take on the man or bear question? Also recently I've been seeing a lot of man versions of this question and they're all so dumb. THNKU less than 33.
Suji Q, thank you for the $10 dono, and of course you can get my take on the man or bear question. The question, first of all, needs to be restated because there are a lot of people, mostly men, who hear the question or hear the hypothetical and think, "Oh, which would a woman rather cuddle, a man or a bear? Or which would a woman rather smooch, a man or a bear? Which would a woman rather like go on a date with, a man or a bear?" And that's not the hypothetical. The hypothetical isn't, you know, which would you rather have a long-term relationship with, a man or a bear? The question is, you're hiking through the woods, you are isolated and alone. Would you rather encounter a bear or encounter a man? And generally speaking, the way that this would work is not, oh yeah, in the hypothetical, you round a corner and you're 2 feet away from a bear. No. That's not the hypothetical that is being, you just encounter one, you see one in the wild. And most women choose the bear in the scenario of isolated and alone in the middle of the forest, you encounter a bear or a man. most women choose the bear because they're afraid of the man. Because men are, frankly, and all humans in general are, more dangerous than a bear. There's a reason human beings are the apex predator on this planet and not bears. Bears are dangerous, but they're dangerous in a relatively predictable set of ways. You know, like, sure, you could encounter, hypothetically, a bear that, I don't know, did 100 kilograms of crack cocaine, and it altered their brain chemistry to give them the intelligence equal to that of a man. And now that bear has built themselves an entire bear Gundam in the middle of the woods. In this hypothetical, would you rather meet the bear Gundam, or would you that has a taste for human flesh, or would you rather meet the man? You know, like, you can make the hypothetical like crazy, but if you just want to simplify it down, you meet a bear that is unknown to you. You know, you don't know anything about the bear, and you don't know anything about the man. All right? The man has the capacity for way more danger and harm than the bear does. The man could have a gun. The man could be out here for nefarious purposes. The bear's just out here to shit in the woods and eat some salmon or berries or both. You know, like, that's that the bear has a very relatively set of priorities. The human being is sapient. They have a level of intelligence and intellect and purpose for being in the woods, and you don't know what that is. And I know that this is a long and meandering response, but then that brings us to the fact that, like, people in general are really dangerous. And now we go a step lower, right? Or a step higher, I guess, in the analysis of the situation, in that men tend to be socialized and conditioned to treat women poorly or behave dangerously around women. You know, like, for the most part, if you don't get in a bear's way and you give them enough space and you don't smell like beef jerky, they're not going to do anything to you. I've encountered bears in the woods before. You're generally going to be okay. But what I would say about, like, men in general and how men are socialized, like, you get men all the time who are willing to, like, laugh along with, like, sexual assault, or, you know, you get men who don't really, well, who will make the argument, hey, she was wearing a short skirt, so she was asking for it, you know? There's, like, a lot of different elements at play here regarding how men are socialized to behave with women. The guy's hypothetical I hear a lot is, would you rather talk about your feelings to a tree or a woman? I can't remember the other one, but it involved a female cop. I don't know the issue with female cops. What? I don't understand. I don't understand any part of that. Yeah, bears. I just, for me, it just is very simple. Like, men to some degree are conditioned to view themselves as a predator that predates on women, you know, in a lot of cases, you know, whether it's, you know, yelling at women, either suggestively or, like, violently. Men are conditioned to, like, be physically violent. And this doesn't mean, by the way, that all men are like that. It doesn't mean that. But it does mean that there's a statistically significant portion of men that are like that, to make women more scared of men than they are of bears in the woods. Does that make sense? Like, it's the kind of thing where like every woman knows a woman who's like been sexually assaulted, but no man seems to know a man who's done the sexual assault. You know, like it really boils down to that sort of social dichotomy that goes on in our society. And honestly, I think the best way we can move forward as a society is to reach the point where, you know, both women and both women and men are afraid of just encountering humans in the woods. I think that's like this. I think that's the ideal outcome here, because I think there needs to be a recognition that human beings are just dangerous. We're deadly, you know. Tubian, thank you for the $10 super chat. To me, when men who get butthurt are missing the point. It's not the fact women choose the bear; it's why they're afraid of men. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's the women are choosing the bear not as like a big goof on men. It's not like a big punk like joke or like prank or whatever. They're doing it because they have valid concerns. It's the same concerns that like make women not want to walk home alone at night. The same kind of concerns that like mean women have to watch their drink like a hawk whenever they go outside. You know, it's not an attempt to like pull one over on men. It's just the social reality that women have been conditioned to deal with. Because the conditioning goes both ways, you know? I don't know if that came through. Did you do another dono, Tubian? Thank you for the additional $10 dono. I appreciate it. Unless that was the same one, in which case, thank you twice for that one dono. I did integrate my YouTube channel into Streamlabs today, so that might have been just the one. It's the sad state of reality. Yeah, I mean, like when you think about it, right? Like men, that it is not at all uncommon for men to have been raised up to be like, no, the only way you can deal with your feelings is by not crying and beating up your bully at school. You know, like that's the only way to deal with your feelings. And then like you beat up your bully and then you get rewarded and with respect and love from your father, you know, like it's like this reinforced mechanism. And by a similar extension, and I know I'm simplifying, but this is not an uncommon story. By extension, you have like 10-year-old girls who hit puberty early who are suddenly getting catcalled on the street. And like it is bullshit. It's a big load of bullshit. But you get like 10-year-old girls who started puberty early and they're getting catcalled, and suddenly like men are trying to like abduct them or like you know, molest them, and like it's fucked up and crazy, but like a lot of women just deal with that in silence because no one would really believe them if they told them who was doing it, you know? And so you have women growing up having this message of danger reinforced constantly and constantly and constantly, to the point where when you have a choice between a bear or a man in the woods, they choose the bear, you know? Yeah, exactly, Nenya the cat. I think that's a much more succinct way of putting it. Not every man is a threat, but any man could be a threat. And when you're alone in the woods, you err on the side of, you know, what poses less of a danger to you. Yeah, also, Quiet Kitsune, I do like your comment. The most dangerous game isn't a story that features a bear. Curious. Exactly. exactly. Do they know the reason as to why the rate of refined sugar in foods has gone down? I mean, I think largely as like a recognition of like society that like tons of sugar and high fructose corn syrup and stuff like is harmful. I think that that's largely been what has caused the downward trend in sweeteners. In the mall with my sister who was 11 at the time and grown men were catcalling her. Yeah. Yeah, it like man, if you uh, I hope men in the audience and men who stumble upon my streams or whatever get inspired to like sit down and talk with like their the women in their lives, you know, whether they're like nieces, aunts, mothers, friends, like talk with them about like their experiences, because most women aren't just going to like volunteer that info, you know? Talk with the women in your life. They'll tell you things you would never believe, right? Hey Jazz Dog, what amazing indie game are you enjoying right now? Like it is insane. The conditioning that happens. You know, women aren't naturally afraid of men. It's life experience that makes us so. Sailblazers, survival building game where you run your own shop. That sounds fun. Yeah, like guys, my partner let me know that like I can use some of her examples, but like when she was 9 years old waiting for the bus stop, adult men would hit on her. Like do you guys have any idea like what that does to like a 9-year-old? Like do you have any idea like what being a 9-year-old and realizing that grown adult men, what they're trying to do to you, and the like you know, grown ass men. Yeah, exactly, Lily Love stuff. Adult men hitting on you while you wait for the school bus, saying creepy shit like I'm old enough to be your grandpa. Yeah. And this is not uncommon, guys. This isn't like once in a blue moon it happens. Like it can be constant. So like when I say like women get conditioned to like fear or recognize, maybe fear isn't even the right word, just recognize the danger that random unknown men can pose, which I think is a lesson you learn pretty early on when they're leering at you at the bus stop and you're 9 years old. Like you learn to choose the bear. Yeah, and also, yeah, Uchronian, I think that's an excellent point. Many of these guys never get arrested. You know, like their friends laugh it off. They, you know, they rationalize it. Oh, she had a short skirt on. She was asking for that kind of comment. And they never get arrested. Like it's only when like a child goes missing, and even then there's like a decent chance, you know, something like that only gets followed up on if you fit a very narrow demographic. So yeah, I guess that's my very long rambling take on Man versus Bear. Like I just wish more men could find it in themselves to have real, unfiltered conversations with the women in their lives. You know? Missing kids are only seriously searched for if the kid is white and the parents are at least middle class. Yep. I have some friends that are like, you want to solve the problem, stop wearing revealing clothes and wear a hijab. I've stopped being friends with them. Floof the Floofy, that sounds like a good decision on your part. I would argue anyone who tells you that, like, oh, women were asking for it, or they just need to wear longer skirts or anything along those lines. Anyone who tells you something like that is really telling on themselves to you. They're seeking validation from you that their blame on victims is justified. They're looking for that from you. And it's disgusting. That is a gigantic red flag that indicates you should have nothing to do with them. That you cannot trust them around the people you care about and love. You know, if someone says something like that to you, you can't trust them around you. You know? Because they're already giving you excuses for hypothetical behavior they might take. You know? I grew up in Atlanta during the child murders. Dozens of kids were murdered and the cops barely did anything until the killers started dumping bodies in the burbs. Okay, well, I don't know that period of Atlanta history. There's just a period of Atlanta's history called the child murders. God damn. Thanks, condensed can of meat. My camera keeps stuttering. And that is because it's on a different cable right now. Like, guys, my partner has had, and a lot of, I knew a lot of this prior to like meeting my partner about just like people in general. I had talks with like my women friends, my queer friends about stuff like this. But like my partner has not just one time, but multiple times had people try to drag her away in a car. You know, like, and the people doing that like this is something that women deal with, guys. There's a reason why a lot of women carry knives and mace. Like, it's... My youngest sister has been dragged into a car as a prank. Yeah. It's like it's shocking how common it is. And it's not flashy, and it doesn't have like a conclusive end. And so like incidents like that don't get reported in the press all that often. But like it's a common occurrence. You know? It's one of those things where it's just not flashy enough to be reported on the nightly news, really. And there's not like a death. There's not like, it's just one of those things where it happens all the time and it's just not talked about. Women basically should always carry weapons. I mean, yeah, kind of, yeah. You should carry like a small knife on you. When you getting engaged, you reckon? Whenever my partner decides to propose to me. For chatters at home, the Atlanta child murders were 1979 through 1981, where 28 kids were victims. The guy who got arrested was 20 when the crime started. Jesus. We need to see you beaming. That smile is going to be for my partner. My neighbor's grandchild got murdered, and as far as I know, there still hasn't been justice. My elderly neighbor is in her 80s now, raising her baby great grandchild. I'll give you one guess as to her skin color and financial status her family's in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my partner has joined me on stream before. Not gonna lie, after hearing about how men will just literally manhandle my youngest sister, I'm kind of glad I've been fat since puberty, because to pick me up, you have to be able to hit the gym hard and constantly. Meanwhile, the youngest sister is extremely petite. Yeah. It's just like, it's also the kind of crime where often if women even bother to report it, like police will just double down on like accusing them of having done something wrong. Like accusing the woman who was almost dragged away in a van of like, oh, this is really a domestic incident. Just talk it out with your boyfriend, sweetie. Or like, oh man, they wouldn't have done it if you weren't dressed like that. Like it comes from the cops too. The cops reinforce these patriarchal narratives. Unrelated, did you guys know 40% of police officers love anime? Just Google police 40%. My bestie got an assault charge put on her for fighting back. Man, cops suck in every country. There's not, like, oh man. Sometimes, guys, I fall down a rabbit hole where I will watch, like, propaganda shows. And, like, I kind of get why, like, middle-class white people think that the cops are on their side. Like, when you watch a cop show, the cops are generally trying to do their best to, like, uphold the law and, make sure people are doing the right thing. Don't steal, like, all that stuff. They uphold, the best version, ideal cop status, but like it's so not like that. It's like watching, like, if you guys have been on the, like, in leftist spaces for any period of time and you haven't watched a cop show before, I encourage you to give it a shot, because it's honestly like watching a fantasy world. It's like the equivalent, it's like the boomer equivalent of like a shonen anime, you know, where like the shonen anime protagonist is gonna do his best no matter what. Justice punch, you know, like it's like that, but it's played as if it's real, for real life. And instead of like walking away from a show like that being like, oh yeah, people don't actually have superpowers. People can't actually do magical girl transformations and get superpowers, as cool as that would be. Instead, like, a lot of older folks will walk away from a cop show being like, yep, and that's exactly what it's like in the real world, where like every day the cops get into a firefight and they always try and do the right thing. You know, like it's wild. My partner is a thief because they stole my heart. Nah. Can't steal something that's freely given. I love my partner a lot. I did a magical girl transformation and my power to pull is amazing. Okay, fair. Not all of us can do magical girl transformations. Anyway, I've been watching The Rookie because I really like Nathan Fillion as an actor, and he is genuinely goddamn charming in that show. But like I watch every episode I watch, I'm just like, this is not real policing. Like, no part of this show is real at all. Like, it's insane how like how much abstraction there is from like actual copping, you know? It's literal propaganda. I explain that it's propaganda to my mom and she blocks it, but the second she stops watching those shows, she's like, why don't cops help us? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nathan Fillion isn't a real space cowboy. Okay, but he'll always be a space cowboy to me. Did you watch the episode with where they meet a drug dealer who delivers drugs via drones? No. Not yet. Nathan Fillion isn't really just a brain and a robot. I think you're thinking of Brendan Fraser. There we go. Who the fuck is Nathan Fillion? He's the main character from Firefly. I was so sad that Jane, that the actor who plays Jane on Firefly turned out to be a real shitter. Captain Tight Pants to some. Yep. Nathan Fillion, the person, is so charming, and I love him as an actor. I feel like he's been done pretty dirty by Hollywood, but I also like that he's just had essentially uninterrupted television work for like the last 15 to 20 years. And I know before this he was also on another cop show called Castle, but I just find him really goddamn charming, okay? It's hard not to like him. I liked him better in that show though, because in that show he wasn't a cop. Castle was fun. The entire premise of Castle is a true crime author goes on an embed with the police and then just keeps solving crimes for them because the cops can't solve their own crimes. Yeah, he's just fun. He's got great comedic timing. Let's see. Picked the wrong night to start using Twitter. Yeah, also just a heads up, folks. If you don't fancy some like additional mental trauma, don't go on Twitter tonight. It's real rough. There are it seems that Israel and the IDF have really stepped up their bombing and attacks on Rafah. A safe zone in Rafah was bombed. A UN like shelter was bombed. I mean, from what I've seen, like it's really not good. There are videos going around of like decapitated babies. Yeah, it's really bad. Also, alt fact: I'm not reposting horrific shit. Shut the fuck up. I'm deliberately not reposting the horrific shit. So yeah, if you're doom scrolling on Twitter, just beware that your doom scroll could also include images of decapitated babies. It's really awful. There's footage of the bombing on the UN camp with like smoking bodies on the ground. It's a lot. There's not really any way to like sugarcoat that. Hey, Metal Kitty Mom. Made dinner while crying real hard. Well, hopefully that makes it a nice level of salty. I'm sorry you're crying so hard. Oh, Somniostatic, continue to dead name Twitter by all means. I as a trans person, I give you the pass, but only for Twitter. Gonna make some pizza? Hell yeah. Let's see here. Doot. Okay. I've been busy being sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, let's see here. Oh, that's right. sub goal. I forgot to add the sub goal, everybody. Because we've been watching that Star Trek series. And we have already got You guys have already gotten 8 out of 50 subs. Whoa. There we go. And I wanted to bring this up because Alora convinced you to watch Dark Star, Deep Space Nine. Good. It's a great show. It's the Deep Space Nine is like some of the best sci-fi show out there. Only seen The Next Generation. Deep Space Nine is a very different beast. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay. Guys, are you ready to do like a little bit of cooking? You guys ready to do a little bit of cooking? You guys ready to cook? I'm ready to show you guys some food. Some food cooking. Jesse, is it time to cook?
I was the one that would put the crabs in the pot.
Thank you for coming. All right, B. Yeah, I look. There's a reason I dressed as a trad wife today, chat. Okay, it's a look. Give me 1 second. I need to like fiddle around with this microphone that I have here. Okay, this is gonna be interesting to say the least. It's definitely a look. Be back in a couple minutes. I need to like unhook this setup. BRB.
pretend it's in his head, it's in his head. He wishes he could fix what's in his head, what's in his head. He breaks his heart in every dream where they both kiss.
Hello, 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 lovelies. Look at that. You're handheld now. Hopefully this works. Whoa, we're going on a journey. Whoa, whoa. All right. Here we go. This is where I live. Isn't this crazy? Whole new world over here. It's a whole new perspective for stream. And this is the kitchen. Let me set down this microphone so I can put you on this little stand here. Oh, look at you guys. Let me just open up my laptop. Oof. Boop boo. Isn't this weird? I think it's weird. Boo, boo, boo. Open up riverboat.gg. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. It's Riverboat Manor. Come on, guys. It's literally a 2-room apartment. You silly gooses. Let me open up YouTube chat. That's right, I'm gonna have all the chats at my fingertips. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Other words, hold my hand. In other words, talk my balls. Do, 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 do. Don't get too used to this though. All right, don't get too used to me bringing you all these places, okay? Pop out chat. Go. Beautiful place. I like it. It's nice. Kitchen cam. And we will be fixing the kitchen cam. Just as an FYI. Also gonna straighten it a little bit. I think I succeeded in straightening it. I did, slightly. Huzzah! Okay. I do need to plug this in. Otherwise it's gonna get angry at me. There is no way for me to... Please do not ask. All right. Hello. Hello. I don't know how to do this. But we're doing some cooking today. All right? So as you may be able to tell, there is a cast iron cooking pot over there. And by cooking pot, I mean skillet. And we make use of that skillet best we can. Can I actually bring you guys a little bit closer? Can I do that? Can I bring you over? Let's see if I have enough. Chat, are you okay? Are you okay, chat? Are you okay? No, chat, why? Oh God. Oh God, why? My hubris. Fine. Okay. Well, chat, this has been not great so far. I'm gonna put you back at the safe location. See how you guys do with that. still here, chat. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, chat. I'm still here. I looked into the void. Is that bad? I don't know. Did something look back? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Cause like I can see you guys. The video component of today's stream not going so hot, not going so strong. It appears that when it fell to the ground, it caused the software to lock up. So hopefully we can reboot this. Did I break the camera? Unknown! We haven't gotten it working again. Device is not available. I'm aware of that. Thanks. I can see it on my screen.